What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Slackerz, bringing you our next matchup in the Everyone is Here tournament. So if you are new, I will throw up the rules on how this whole thing is kind of working, and if you want to participate, you're always more than welcome to. But yeah, I'll throw the rules up on on the screen in just a second. But yeah, this is just kind of a fun place to, drop by. Maybe if there's a character you like that's in the matchup, you just kind of, show a little bit of support for the character. So yeah, and then maybe we get to have a nice little conversation about characters or whatever it might be in the comment section. But yeah, so let's bring up the rules. Alright, rule number 1, keep in mind for every single match in this tournament, this is just for fun. Don't take it too seriously. Like, if a character, look, we have characters that are assist trophies in this tournament. We have characters that are spirits in this tournament. And if you firmly believe that just because that a character might be in one of those classes that they can't be playable, it doesn't matter for this. Alright, it's just for fun. If you like a character and you want to vote for him, go ahead and drop a vote for him. Pretty simple. But another rule that we got to follow, you only get 1 vote per person. Well, now how do you vote? Very simple. Down in the comments, you simply type who your vote is for one of the 2 characters that are in the match for the day. For example, today's matchup is CupHead, who's taking on Rex and Pyra from Xenoblade. So, with that out of the way, the rest of the rules, again, simple, just type your answer down in the comment, 1 vote per person. But the rest of the rules, it's a double elimination tournament, meaning any character will have to lose 2 matches in total before they get officially eliminated from the tournament. If there's ever a tie in the voting, I will flip a coin on camera, best and fairest way to break the tie. And each matchup, voting-wise, will only last for 1 week. So today is Thursday, which means we'll get the results for this matchup next Thursday. So between now and midnight next Thursday, yeah, technically, yeah, Thursday, 12:01 Thursday, whatever. We have 7 days. However many votes come in between now and next week, that's what gets counted. Anything that comes in after that doesn't count. That's how that works. So those are the rules. So let's jump into the rest of the video where we talk about characters and Smash and DLC and other stuff. Alright, first up, we have to go over the results from last week. Which was last week? Last week, there we go. It was a pretty good matchup. It was really divided, honestly. And I mean, that's kind of how the voting typically turns out, right? A bunch of people vote one way, a bunch of the other people vote the other way. And it was pretty simple. So the results from last week was Generation 8 Pokemon. Again, very vague because it could literally be anybody because we don't know any. I mean, we know some, but we don't know a lot. But Generation 8 Pokemon was taking on Ribbon Girl from ARMS. So right before I show you the results, it was pretty much either, yep, I'm good for another Pokemon, totally be fine. And then some people gave some opinions on a Generation 8 Pokemon they'd like to see. And then the other half was pretty much like, nah, either they didn't want another Pokemon rep on the roster, or they just couldn't fathom to vote for Generation 8 because it was such a bland, not a bland, but such a broad statement that it wasn't like a single character. Totally understandable. But the results ended up being Ribbon Girl. She ended up getting the W in this one. She ends up winning 55 votes to 42 votes. So Ribbon Girl gets to move on to the next round where she will end up taking on Shadow the Hedgehog. So good luck, Ribbon Girl. And Generation 8 Pokemon, they just dropped to the loser bracket. So 1 more loss from them. They done from the tournament. So with the results out of the way, let's go over the matchup for the day, which should be matchup number 10, right? Yeah. Match 10, CupHead from CupHead taking on Rex and Pyra from the Xenoblade franchise. Should be fun. Let's see how this plays out. So I believe CupHead should be up first, correct? CupHead's up first. Now, CupHead, when it was announced and pretty much around the time that it was getting released on the Switch earlier this year, there's a lot of hype for the character. A lot of people are... There's even people going as far as, alright, he's on the Switch, he's confirmed for Smash Bros. It's always funny to see that, like, in the community, like, alright, this just got confirmed. Like, recently, a couple weeks ago, we just had Overwatch confirmed coming to the Switch, so everyone's like, yep, Tracer's happening, it's happening, there's no denying it. Yeah, okay, buddy. Okay, we'll see if it does. Maybe it does. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't, just because a game comes to the Switch doesn't automatically make that main character playable in Smash. It's still funny. I get some good laughs out of it. It's pretty cool. But CupHead, why does he make sense? First of all, let's get this out there again. CupHead is not a Microsoft rep. Microsoft does not own this character. All right, they are involved, or were involved with the process of getting CupHead over to the Switch. That part is absolutely true, but Microsoft does not own CupHead. It's a completely different studio. I believe they just have like publishing rights. I believe Microsoft has the publishing rights for the CupHead franchise, which is why they had to kind of, that's why they helped get CupHead on the Switch. So, plus it's a great game overall. If you like boss fights, running gun sort of play style, games that could be a bit challenging. It might be a game you should check out. And if I remember correctly, the CupHead version, at least on the Xbox One, when that first came out, sold over 1 million copies, so it did pretty well. Did very well, actually. That's very well. And it's a character that has a, kind of a unique sort of style to him. So, briefly run over a moveset for him. In his games, he does shoot finger bullets. They're not real bullets, so you can't really bring up that as an argument. Basically, think of it more as a charged shot, like an energy shot in a way. So, neutral, special. Very simple. Press it once and he fires off like this little energy ball thing, whatever he fires. But you could also hold it and charge it up, so the longer you charge it, obviously the bigger the projectile would be, and the more damage it would cause if it hits an opponent. Very simple. You gotta also, I always say this, but it's something you always gotta be like, alright, yeah, that would happen. Punches and kicks, very simple. He does have this cup on his head, CupHead. So, and he's got like this straw, so potentially you could use like, I don't know, the water in his head. That sounds weird, but you could use that as potentially like a really interesting sort of like projectile itself. If you count it as a projectile, basically think of like a fountain and it like squirts water up. So this way, maybe it just it shoots straight up and it will come back down, or maybe you could do like a little like a U shaped, so it kind of fires outward. So you fire it up, and it'll land several character spaces away. However that would work. So you got that. He does fly around in a plane, so you can use that potentially in the moveset as well. Side special, up recovery, whatever that might be. But there's quite a bit you can do. And plus, a really cool thought that you could get behind with CupHead would be that a lot of the characters so far in the Fighter Pass, besides Banjo, have had different sort of iterations in a way of the character. Like Joker has two forms basically of Joker. He's got the Joker regular, and then he also has the schoolboy outfit one. And then of course Dragon Quest has the 4 different heroes. Banjo just has the one Banjo. As of right now, Terry Bogard only has the one confirmed model that we know, but there is a female Terry Bogard. There could be, potentially another one. So, like, if that's sort of a pattern, like characters that could have different alterations to them, CupHead does have that as well. Going back to the first picture, you could do CupHead, 4 outfits for that. You could do Mugman, that's like his brother, and you could do that for, player, I guess, the costumes 5, 6, 7, and 8, or something like that. And plus you could do that I don't even know who the heck that dude is. Is he even real? I haven't played CupHead, I'm sorry. But, hey, he's got different iterations of himself, so, it could end up working out. It could. I mean, what was the whole deal with the character slots, right? You found data miners found some in the like World of Light, and then they also found a bunch for the character select screen. So they're 2 different ones, but if they're gonna fill out all of them, I mean, I don't remember which one is which off the top of my head. Like, for example, I think World of Light had was World of Light the one that had the 29 or 30 character slots? So eventually, if they're going to fill all those, characters with different, character models would take up multiple ones, or maybe that was the character select screen. Can't remember off the top of my head. I'd have to look it up. But CupHead, cool character, I'd say. Be a cool character, but what about his opponent? Rex and Pyra, very interesting. Now, quick note for Rex and Pyra. If you just prefer Rex himself, vote for Rex and Pyra. It's essentially Rex with or without Pyra. That's how you know, whatever playstyle you might prefer. And that's vote that way. All right. So if you like it with Pyra and with Mythra, or with nobody, whatever it might be, then still vote Rex. That's how I want you to think of that. It's all one character in this one. But Rex and Pyra were... Let's go back to the build-up, the run-up to Smash Ultimate. And when it was first teased with the Inkling trailer, there was quite a bit of, as expected, quite a bit of roster predictions. Lots of people were expecting, you know, newcomers such as, at the time, it was like Decidueye or Incineroar for new Pokemon rep. Springman was on quite a few people's list, and these are all first-party characters that we were expecting. And then Rex and Pyra were also up there. These were like heavily speculated characters to join the roster. Obviously didn't happen, because we found out development cycles didn't quite link up, so it was a bit too late for Rex and Pyra to make it into the game potentially. Sakurai did state this, and we ended up finding out that Sakurai actually kind of wanted to put Rex in the game as a playable character. And we got a Mii costume instead. I think that was the bonus for buying the Fighter Pass, the entire Fighter Pass, if I'm not mistaken. And I want to talk about something. I've seen a couple people mention this as an argument, and I didn't understand this. Like, the people seem to be fans of the character Rex, and they're like, yeah, I like the Mii costume. But they'd feel it'd be disrespectful if Rex ended up getting an actual playable character status, not just a Mii outfit, but Rex himself was to be playable. They felt disrespected in terms of, well, there goes that bonus, you know, that we get for pre-ordering the Fighter Pass or buying the Fighter Pass. I guess I just I didn't understand that one. It's like, how do you feel disrespected? You're a fan of this character in the first place, and you just have a Mii costume with the character. But now we could get the actual character itself, and you're like, that's not right. How many characters have Mii costumes of themselves in this game? That's not disrespectful. I mean, what, a little pre-order, a little bonus for buying the Fighter Pass is the reason a couple of people are starting to get, or people were getting hung up on the idea of Rex being playable. I don't believe that one. That was just a weird argument. I don't know if anyone else has seen that, but yeah, let's talk Rex. Playstyle wise, I would personally hope that Rex would come playable with Pyra and maybe Mythra somehow, maybe a duo. I would love another duo sort of character, because maybe it's in tandem like Ice Climbers are. I think that'd be fantastic. We really don't have a lot of those. I mean, obviously Ice Climbers, Duck Hunt to an extent, Banjo to an extent. I mean, just two characters on the screen at the same time, playing off each other and, you know, working together and doing all these sorts of cool moves would be awesome. It would be great. And Xenoblade is a franchise over the past couple years that's been on the rise for Nintendo. We just got, Xenoblade Chronicles, the definitive edition or something like that. Didn't we get announced a couple weeks ago at the end of the Direct? So, that's cool. Nintendo thought it's big enough to, port it over to the Switch. Awesome. I mean, it was a hell of a game. If anybody played that, it was a hell of a game. Like a must-own. If you had a Nintendo Wii or a 3DS, it was a must-own game. All right, and now it's coming to the Switch. People are still going to buy it. So Nintendo seems keen on getting behind this this franchise and just kind of keep building it up, which is great. And personally, let's just go to the voting. CupHead, to me, I feel fits in Smash Bros. Very well. Rex and Pyra fit in very well, but Rex is getting my vote. He was on my personal list of characters that I wanted to see in the base roster before we got the whole information about I didn't quite make it because of such and such reasons. But with the new DLC, maybe there's a better chance for him now, potentially. I mean, he's only a Mii costume, so who says you can't be Mii costume and a playable character? There's so many characters that have there's so many playable characters that have Mii costumes, so I really don't think that's an argument, but that's my opinion. So Rex and Pyra give my vote in this one. So let me know who you guys got down in the comments. You going to go with CupHead or Rex and Pyra? Or both, because again, both has always been an option. But that is going to be it for this one. So a little sneak peek for tomorrow. Looks like we have two brand new newcomers to any tournament. This will be their first appearance. So it'll be Morgan from Darkstalkers taking on Earthworm Jim. Who remembers him? Anybody remember Earthworm Jim? I'll be interested to see how he plays out. But yeah, that'll be the matchup for tomorrow. And then we'll get the results for Hatsune Miku. Ooh, okay, this should be fun. Hatsune Miku was taking on Lloyd Irving. So we'll get the results for that when he gets to face Captain Syrup. But yeah, that's for tomorrow. But today's today, and today's wrapping up. So this one's over. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.